Hey, we're Kurt and Danette Share with the Broken for Better podcast.
Yeah, and together we're on a mission to equip and empower marriages. We want to strengthen families for everyday life.
Enjoy the episode.
Welcome back. Man, I love having conversation with you.
I do too.
Two best friends having conversation. Kurt and Danette, Broken for Better. Literally hoping today to give you nothing more than a couple tools, encouragements, and wisdom on how your relationship can be better tomorrow than it is today.
I think they're going to like the topic today.
Are we?
Yep.
What
Just
are
a
we?
little bit follow-up.
Follow-up.
A little follow-up from last time. We talked about turn-ons for a woman.
Yes.
And today, we're going to talk about turn-ons for a man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm about this life.
You're about this life, I bet
I'm gonna
you
do
are.
it different than you do, because than you did, because I remember you took like the antithesis. So like this is what does it. So this I'm actually gonna do turn offs and turn on, like different.
Wait, isn't that what you just said I did?
No. Last time we were like, if you listen to me, that's a turn on. Meaning if you don't listen. Today I'm gonna try to make them separate.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I may not do a good job of it, but I'm gonna try.
I believe in you. Is that a turn on? Words of affirmation.
That is.
No, okay. So
No, that's not actually.
that's not.
I don't know.
I
Maybe.
bet your list is a little different than mine.
Maybe.
Just a little bit.
I don't know.
All right, so let's get started. What's the very, very first one would you say for a man is a turn? You want to do on or off first?
Whichever one.
On. Let's do on.
Sexual confidence.
Oh.
Like
break that down for me.
like just I love it when you feel confident about being intimate. Just so you're like, maybe we're in a new place, maybe you got just not shy and timid. No, I don't want to do it. No, I'm scared. I'm weak. I like that. I love it when you're just aggressive and assertive. And that's
aggressive.
You begin to study this and like sexual confidence is a big deal for men. Like just the idea that you are in this space, you want to be in this space. Now, a lot goes into sexual confidence.
Of course, yeah.
That list could be a mile long.
Yeah. To get to that point.
To get to that
trust, respect, all the things.
History, there's so much
Absolutely.
into it. But those times that you are confident and like passionate, enjoyment is happening, like that is very much a turn on.
You know what's wild when you say that? I think I don't know if this is for men too, but women struggle with feeling like, feeling confident in their body at all different seasons of life. So I remember when I was, a teenager, the best my body shape, as a teenager, it's the best shape your body's probably ever going to be in without a lot of help. But so as a teenager, feeling like a certain way and having all these things that I didn't like about myself, right? All of these things that I felt unconfident with, or that I thought were, flaws and all the things. And now when I look back at that 17, 18-year-old girl, we got married when I was 19.
Yeah.
When I look back at that 19-year-old girl and I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? Like, you looked great back then. Like, wait till you get to 47. Like, but it's so funny that it doesn't matter what stage of life we're in, we always are more drawn, or not drawn, but we always want to point out our flaws. And so when it comes to that confidence in the bedroom, I think often I can get in my head with how I feel like I look, and you're going, I just want you to want me. I'm just wanting you to be confident, and you're attracted regardless of all the flaws that I see in myself. And so
I don't see those.
So being able to say, okay, I know my partner wants to be with me. That's the most beautiful thing in the universe that like literally is God created. So there's nothing wrong with it. Be confident. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And being like, here I am.
That's right.
Love it or leave it.
We're in. I promise you it's love it.
Aw, thanks. I blush now. Okay. All right. So you gave me a turn on.
Yes.
Now you said you're going to do something totally different.
Yeah.
What would be the turn off?
Poor hygiene.
Okay.
Like, again, you research this thing out.
Yeah.
And just, I'm just talking turn offs for men. It's take care. And that does not say, poor hygiene is not, I'm not talking I'm just hygiene, not weight, not all the stuff that you just go, hey, I battle with this stuff mentally.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about any of that. We can take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You come in knotted hair, smelling like sweaty dog that you just went. That's not the
I
biggest
think
turn.
that would go for both both,
I don't know.
genders.
No, you study again, this isn't
Wait, what?
overarching everyone. Yes, there are people that manly, burly work smell, that's a turn on for them.
Okay, well, I think, like, having the musky, like, man okay, one thing, but still hygiene, that's a whole nother
For
level.
sure.
Like,
If I
absolutely.
never took care of myself, so just poor hygiene can be a turn off. So
Yeah.
care enough to care about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be turned on by poor hygiene, and that's yeah, that's yucky.
Maybe someone, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's somebody that's turned on to everything, I guess, but I don't know what that
That's not
means.
a hygiene, that's a fetish.
That's
That's
yeah.
gotta be a fetish.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So
Look at you.
I just
Look,
get
you'll
just
abort these
disgusted.
conversations as
I just get disgusted. That's just like, yeah, I don't know. That's not, no,
Ah.
absolutely not a turn on. Okay. Um, all right. So give me another turn on.
Turn on, being appreciated,
Hmm.
with respect and honor, like, is a huge need for men. I think when you feel respected, you feel honored and appreciated for the amount of what you're doing or the work that you're putting in. You see that, it makes you just feel like, oh man, I'm doing this thing, and man, she's proud of me, and oh man, she's proud of me, man. Let's do this thing. Like, I'm ready to roll because now I feel like a giant internally.
So when your spouse sees all the effort you're doing,
100%.
it makes you feel more attracted to them.
Here's the bigger version of that is I could be doing four things wrong,
Hmm.
and you set your eyes on the one I'm doing right. It makes me feel some kind of way.
Wow. And that can be hard.
I could also be doing four things right,
Mhm.
and you put your eyes on the one thing I'm doing wrong, and that too makes me feel some kind of way.
Yeah. And that's a very real that's a very real thing. And a lot of couples struggle with that, right? And I mean, and there's seasons where we definitely have struggled with that.
Definitely have and do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a thing that like these things we work.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I can get
Yeah.
if I'm in an unhealthy moment, I can turn into a pouting 10-year-old quickly. I mean, listen, everybody, right? Like it could be a great day. I could be ready to go. Engines are all going, like everything's going, every stars are aligned. And you point out one negative thing I did that day, and I will roll over, give you my back, turn off the light, and say, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Mm.
When everything was headed in one direction.
Yeah.
To which case, your light then comes on and go, no, that's not what's happening. What just went down? Like, and I'm thankful we had that communication. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is everything can be right, but one thing.
It's also timing, right? Like bringing up a conversation that's a heavier topic or something that maybe I need to address with you, even if you've done like four things right and there's something that's bothering me, when I bring that up right before bed or in the bed, like, so even having, like, a room that, like, when we have these conversations, we wanna do this here and not bring this into our bedroom because
Mm,
that's supposed to be the place where we connect and we see each
yeah,
other. And sometimes that can be hard, especially if you're in a season where you've got littles and, your room is kind of the place where everything goes down, but not making that space that's supposed to be a unifying space, like, our point of conflict all the time. I think even that can be
very key.
a beneficial tool, you know? But yeah, alright, alright. So that was a turn off. I'm getting sidetracked. I can't remember if that was a turn off or turn on.
Do you know another turnoff?
What?
For this one's for me. Some people I know love this. Your spouse may not, or may. Being handsy in public.
Wait, it's a turn off for you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like, when you and there's times where you get, like, these giddy moves where you're very playful and very, like,
Wait,
flirtatious.
what?
Yeah, and you're like and you know this 'cause I'm like, "Stop, what are we doing right now?" You're like, "What?"
But you laugh, and I think you
Well, I
enjoy
laugh
it.
because it's funny and, I know what this is doing. I know you're, like, foreplaying flirtatiously, but I don't like that it's in public, but I do like that it's in public. Like, I don't know, but
That's hysterical. Okay, so, just to clarify, we're not like the couple that's, like, in line at Disney World that's, like, hanging all over each other like awkward, like monkeys. I'm just, like,
Wait, have
being
you seen that
playful.
on social media?
Yes.
Like, that's a whole thing.
I know. You're, like, standing in line and the couple's all, like, making out and they're, like,
I'm like, "Bro, there's an 8-year-old right
right behind
behind
you.
you."
I know. That's so awkward. No, we're not doing that. He's just talking about something
We'll
but that's
try
so
it.
funny. You
Next
will
time?
try it. You just said you don't like it. That's a turn off.
Yeah, but if I'm on a mission, like, this is what we're doing, I can do that
No, I don't think
to
so.
make everyone feel
Feel
uncomfortable
awkward.
in the whole
They're like, "What are those 2 almost 50-year-olds doing?" Like,
I bet it's a dare.
that would
It's a
be
dare.
awful. We'll do it in front of our kids next time.
Oh,
Just
they would oh.
they'll be like, "Stop. What are you doing?" That's so funny. Okay, so I do have a question. For you, is it a turn off or turn on with what I wear to bed?
Oh, we've talked about this. Never in this context.
No, 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 no.
Um,
Not on I don't think on a podcast before. Turn off or
so
turn
this is
on?
interesting to me.
Yeah, because I know I missed the mark on this one. Because listen, I'm being cozy, y'all. Listen.
I'm not a like, I'm not a lingerie guy.
Yeah.
Um, Although when you wear a matching set, that's something different. But for the most part, I'm not a lingerie guy. There are certain outfits that I'm like, "Oh, if you're wearing that,
It's
that
like an
I know
invitation.
exactly what's happening right now." Like, okay, because you're not wearing that normally.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think when you're in your most coziest phase, that's not a turn on.
When I'm rocking, like, Mama's moo.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm
"What
like,
is this
"Listen,
right now?" With a side
she
messing
had
gun.
8 children in that moo so I don't know, something worked somewhere. I don't know what to tell
Easy
you.
access? I
What?
think
I
easy
don't
access.
know.
Yes.
I don't know. Something worked somewhere.
So, I think what you wear in certain seasons does. I'm almost, and turn-ons can also be intentionally like, there's been times when we're getting ready to go out,
Mhm.
right? And I know what you're wearing, and it's almost like this, "Hey, this night is going a certain direction," and then even being out knowing, "Oh, I know what's under that."
I
What
was laughing because 'cause I'm like, "You're scared to say."
No, I
You're
know what's
scared to
under
say.
that, and I like that. Like, that can be a huge turn on too, like, this setting a scene of anticipation.
Yeah.
I think when our sexual relationship becomes mundane,
Mhm.
monotonous, and repetitive, that's when we begin to lose the spark, and I think, here you and I are at almost 50, and it's like, we are well, one of us closer than the other one, uh,
It's not me.
we're doing all we can to enhance, ignite. And so we're
Yeah.
constantly learning. And so we have these conversations, we have this communication to go, I want to know the things that turn you on. And I want you to know the things that turn me on so we can
Mhm.
continue to drive this in a certain way. So, yes, outfits do matter, but it's not like the overarching
Well,
thing.
and it's funny because it does go back to the conversation, right? Because there's different seasons. We raised 3 boys, so I'm not walking around the house rocking, like, sexy gear. That
Yeah,
isn't
praise the Lord.
I mean, I think that would be really awkward and really inappropriate. So, like, there's different seasons, and so knowing, okay, my spouse loves when I wear, this certain pair of sweatpants and this whatever. Even that, like having, like, letting your spouse know, man, when you wear that, it's like it's so cute and attractive to me. Like, it doesn't always have to be what we think is like, you know, the lingerie, the sexy
Yeah.
stuff. It can be a whole different thing, a cute set that you picked out or, whatever.
You know another turn off?
What?
Nagging
Oh, yeah.
or like mean kind of like
You can say it.
like
I don't know.
like bitchy behavior. That's a real turn off for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think yeah.
And I think sometimes, we can run these relationships where it's okay, I'm gonna be this way, mean, 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 nagging, 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 like
Mm.
terrible, terrible, terrible. Oh, the kids are in bed. Let's flip the switch. Come here, girl. Like, or "Man, come here, John," and it's like, "Well, hold on, I've just been dealing with a mean person all
Yeah.
day."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just setting the stage of going, "Man, like, what are you sowing into?"
Mhm.
All of us, for the most I can't say all of us, I was gonna have you check that stat too. All of us love intimacy. Not everybody loves intimacy, but,
Yeah.
it's like, I wanna what stage are we setting throughout the day?
Yeah.
And when you use these uplifting, empowering conversations, and I'm not saying, like, condoning me when I'm in bad behavior or when things aren't right,
Mhm.
but, man, it just seems like some people can be mean.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it's just
absolutely.
we hear so many conversations, I'm like, "That's just mean." Like,
Well, and we have couples that will come to us and have a conversation about not having sex enough, right? Like, man, and it's typically the male, right? Not always, because it can go both ways, but typically the the husband is saying, "Man, I just wish we had sex more." And yet there's unhealthy conflict, there's unhealthy communication,
right.
there's no boundaries, there's no conversation about the likes and the dislikes. And so it's literally like I'm just wanting to use you to satisfy my needs. And so that's such a turnoff, right? There's no
Mm,
connection. And this can be a difficult one for a lot of couples because a lot of times a male feels closer to a spouse after intimacy and the female needs to feel close in order to get to sex, right? It's I want intimacy. So when you realize, man, when I am pursuing her heart, she wants to be with me. And then when, some of the best conversations that we can have, honestly, is after we've been
no,
intimate.
that's
Your heart is like
absolutely scientific,
your heart
yes.
is just open to me. And often I want to have your heart open before that. So it's that give and take.
Yeah,
It goes back to that sacrificial love, knowing, okay, he needs to feel close to me right now. I'm going to give of myself freely to you. Like, again, it's God ordained. Like, I'm going to give myself freely, knowing that that's when he's most vulnerable with me. And sometimes we can almost use that as a
a
weapon, like,
weapon.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a sad, scary place to be is weaponizing the bedroom, like weaponizing sex instead of using it as this tool to be as close with my best friend as possible. I'm going to use it to hold you at bay, and that's
Terrible,
terrible. Yeah,
terrible.
yeah, terrible place to be. Yeah,
So, you know another turn on?
sure.
When you cook a meal in the kitchen that, like, sets this aroma in the house,
Yeah,
bruh.
that goes back to your acts of service too. I think it does.
I
I
would have never
know.
put it in that,
Yeah.
but you're probably right. I'm probably more attracted that you're cooking dinner than I am actually the smell.
Yeah, the acts of service, but, like, setting the environment of the room, right? Setting the environment. When he comes home and jazz music's playing, candles are lit, dinner's getting ready, getting started, that's a huge
Oh,
turn, and I
yeah.
think that can also go for women as well.
Wait, is that why you do that all
All the time, baby.
the time? I've missed so many opportunities.
So many cues.
It's
Sometimes I'm just cooking dinner. It's okay. But
Yeah, so
but
I would say cook dinner. Find if you don't know how to cook, find a cook. You know where you can find a cookbook? The library. Go to the library.
they do, for free, and the
Another
recipes are
turn
amazing.
on for
Yes.
me, and for a lot of men.
Okay.
Like, this is a conversation that I've had way too many times. It's a huge turn on for men when you initiate sex.
Mm.
We are so seen as like these sexual beings. Like, we always want it, so we have to initiate. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like this mantra and this banner.
Yeah.
But the reality is, for a large segment of people,
Hmm.
like, having a wife that desire, because it almost speaks to desire. Oh, you're initiating? Oh, you want me? Oh, versus I'm always beating my chest and want you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you initiating that, bruh.
What does that do internally? What does that make you feel?
What
I'm not ta come on. What does that make you feel
I just said, bruh. I said, bruh.
emotionally? That's not a
You feel
description.
wanted.
Wanted.
You
Yeah.
you feel pursued. You feel that there's another human that desires you.
Hmm. It's
And when you feel wanted, pursued, and desired, you'll move mountains.
yeah. It speaks to your heart, it speaks to your confidence.
It's also, I mean, the reality is, and to get very real, the the flip side of that is desire, pursuit, and wanted. Like
Mm,
you will also make horrific decisions to feel that way
somewhere else.
in a negative way as well.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling that in your own home, and it's a huge desire of yours, you will go find that. And
Mm,
that's when you see major trust broken, you see bad decisions made, and a lot of that. So just know, like, how men want to feel
yeah.
pursued. They want to feel desire. They want to feel that they wanted. Like, um,
Not that it is okay to do that, to go seeking that, but that's what tends to happen,
it's
I think but
absolutely
I
wrong.
think that men will use that as an excuse, or not even men, both genders will use that as an excuse when things aren't going the way that they expect to in the bedroom specifically, then it's a permission to go
Yeah,
and get those desires met somewhere else, and that goes back to the communication. That goes
it's an
back to
easy. It's like an easy generic out.
yeah,
And people leave relationships for that reason. Now,
every
there is
day.
a severity of it. I mean, if
Mhm.
I how many years does someone go feeling not wanted, pursued, and desired
Yeah,
before they throw up their hands and want to leave? Like,
yeah.
I mean, this is a very real thing. But before we get to that point,
Mhm.
let's sit down with some coaches. Let's sit down with some counselors and some therapists and people that can go, no, let's help foster desire, pursuit, and being wanted
Mhm.
before we just go meet those needs somewhere
Because a
else.
healthy sex life absolutely goes hand in hand with the health of your marriage. Like, and even when there's issues in the bedroom physically, there could be, especially at a certain age, all those things. It doesn't always have to be full on sex, but it's the intimacy, the connection,
Yeah.
the physical connection between spouses. When that is healthy, it almost always goes hand in hand with other like health in general for the marriage. When this is being negated and not seen as a priority in any way, shape, or form, it's usually always signs of other parts of the marriage that have eroded.
Yeah, I would say you can't just say we're having great sex and great amount of sex, and so our relationship should be good because
Mm-mm.
there's so many other things that come into play with that.
Yeah.
But the reality is the healthier your relationship is, the healthier your sex life is absolutely.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I mean, you're
Yeah.
having great healthy sex and it's passionate, you love each other and you're intimate and you're open. Your marriage is probably in a good season.
Yeah. And we have seen couples that are extremely intimate or,
We
I
haven't
mean,
seen them, but
no, not seen.
we do know that they're intimate.
I'm saying we know of couples that have a very healthy sex life and their marriage was still not great because they were using that in a as a tool,
Yeah,
the only tool to connect. And so it does go both ways. But
absolutely. We've seen
but
that.
yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing.
Listen, here's what we want to encourage you. What are your turn ons and turn offs? And you see some of mine
Put
are
them in the comments. No, I'm kidding.
some of my
Kidding.
oh, they're coming in the comments. They're like some of mine are
Yeah.
easy and some of mine are deeper. But the thing that we constantly say is you know them.
Mhm.
I constantly tell you. This turns me on. When's the last time you and your wife had a conversation or you and your husband had a conversation about the things that turn you on and turn you off?
Yeah.
Have that conversation. And if you're not in a space that you can have that conversation, you probably have deeper conversations that need to be had first.
Absolutely.
So I encourage you, as I always say, imaginary conversations up here, demand
Demand.
real conversations right here. Listen, we love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for talking sex with me. It's awesome.
Let's talk
Um,
about
sex,
sex,
babe. You can
baby.
finish. Love
Yes.
you guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, we encourage you check us out on all of our socials at Broken for Better for more ways you can be plugged in.
Yes, and if we can help you or your family with anything like coaching or other resources, please connect with us at brokenforbetter.com.